Station 1370 WOCA.
All right, 20 minutes after 9 o'clock. Beautiful Monday morning. Gosh, I hope you had a great weekend. The weather is going to be really good, at least for the next 3 days. And it's been this good since what? When did it start? Like last Thursday? Just been one day after the next. Beautiful Mother's Day weekend, wasn't it? Do you know, on my next birthday in February, you know what I'm going to be eligible for? Social Security. I'm 62. Can you believe that? I don't like to think of it that way, but when you say, wait a minute, you can cash in on Social Security, I don't know. I've been paying into it all my life. Laurence Kotlikoff, he's been with us before. He is a William Fairfield Warren Distinguished Professor. He's a professor of economics at Boston University, the president of Economic Security Planning, and a New York Times bestselling author. His book is called Get What's Yours, The Revised Secrets to Maxing Out Your Social Security. And I don't feel bad about it at all. Some people say, as a conservative, you shouldn't be taken from the government. Yeah, but I paid into this, didn't I?
Exactly, it's yours.
I don't know if Laurence agrees with me. That's by the way, my real name is Laurence. Good morning, Laurence Kotlikoff. Good morning, sir. How are you?
Good morning to you guys.
Are you in Boston right now?
I am, yeah.
How's the weather?
Weather's beautiful. 60 degrees and nice and sunny. Finally, yeah.
Are you of age to collect Social Security?
I'm 65, but I'm waiting till 70 to collect it because your benefit starts at a 76% higher number adjusted for inflation if you wait till 70 relative to taking it at 62, which is what you were just suggesting.
Yeah.
So don't do that. Wait till 70 because you'll be very happy when you're 100 to be opening a check that's 76% higher.
Oh, that is true.
You do that for 30 years between 70 and 100.
Yeah, I absolutely didn't really want to do that. But I have a question about, and the reason was because I've heard that all along. The longer you wait, the better the check is going to be. And plus, I don't really think I need it. But I wanted to ask you something. What about the person who does need it? Let's say somebody is maybe underemployed. Okay, not unemployed, but underemployed. Would that person be smart to wait?
Everybody would be, well, not everybody should wait because there are some people that should take the benefits early in order to activate benefits for their relatives, and that will make their family's collective benefits higher. So it's certainly not the strategy that everybody should wait, and certainly if you have a very short maximum age of life, you want to think differently about longevity risks. But the person you're referencing, they have to really try every which way they can. If it really is in their interest to wait till 70, to take their retirement benefit, they should borrow from their relatives, get a second job, reduce their spending, remortgage their home if need be, do something to get through because there's just such an enormous return from patients, and that's one of the things we're trying to push in this book, which is how to twist your brain around the question of longevity risk. We're all focused on dying right away. We want to make sure we get our money before we die.
Right.
That's the wrong calculus because when we die, we're in heaven, and we don't need money. So we're not going to be too worried when we're dead about not having taken our Social Security. What we're really going to be worried about is when we're 90 or 96, like my mom is, and living on cat food. Well, she's not living on cat food thanks to me, but had I known what I know today, I would have advised her much differently about when she took Social Security. So I would be less involved in her support at this point.
Laurence, I'm sure you do a lot of radio interviews, so you probably may not remember that you've been on our show, but you were on once before. And I had a call after you were on, and I remembered the question that somebody asked me, and I said, it might be in the book. Go get the book, it probably will tell you. But here was the gist of the question. Why does there need to be a book? Why doesn't the Social Security Administration simply have a place where you can go, sit across the desk, and say, what's the best thing I can do for my future with Social Security? Are they purposefully keeping information from us?
This is probably the most incompetent, screwed up institution in the world. It's first of all, you're dealing with 40,000 undertrained, underpaid, overworked staffers, many of whom are well-meaning, but far too many of whom are completely arrogant about what they do and don't know. I've had cases where a lady who took her benefit early at 63 and has a full legal right to suspend it at 66 and start it up again at a 32% higher value at 70, where that lady calls up 5 times on the telephone to talk to Social Security staffers on the phone, having waited an hour each time, gets 5 people who tell her she can't suspend. Then she contacts me. I say, go to the local office. She talks to the person at the desk who's been on the job for 6 months. He says you can't suspend.
Oh my
Then she
gosh.
talks to the supervisor, Mrs. Brown, who says, no, you can't suspend. And then I leave a message on Mrs. Brown's telephone number that night, Friday night, saying, look, let's just get sorted out. Your name and your local office's name are going to be in my column on PBS NewsHour Monday morning.
Oh, no.
I'd like to hear from you. Anyway, Saturday morning, her boss calls. He's the head of the local office. He's never heard of suspending a benefit, which to me is just incredible. I mean, this is something that's been people have been writing about for years. And anyway, so you had 8 people in a row getting this wrong. He says, I know nothing about this. I've worked for Social Security for 30 years. He says, but I'm going to check on it. I'll be right back in touch. So 2 hours later, he calls me up and says, oh, you're absolutely right. We'll get this fixed on Monday. That's
wow. That's crazy.
You do not want to be asking. Yeah, you don't want to be asking Social Security anything. What you want to be doing is telling Social Security what to do.
Oh my
with your
goodness.
situation, and that's where the book comes in. We've had a major change in Social Security law in November, so we have a revised set of rules. So the book is very important for people to get a general picture. And then my software company has a program called MaximizeMySocialSecurity.com, MaximizeMySocialSecurity.com, which for $50 can give you more precise suggestions as to exactly what you want to do to maximize your lifetime benefits. But do not ask Social Security any questions, and do not listen to what they say, basically, because they're not trustworthy.
Does the book give us the information that the MaximizeMySocialSecurity.com website give?
Well, the book is general information which everybody needs to know, and then the Social Security, MaximizeMySocialSecurity.com. So the book, again, is Get What's Yours, Revised Secrets to Maxing Out Your Social Security. And then the software is going to help. There's a lot of cases which, I mean, some cases it's quite obvious. If you're 62 and you're single, you were never married, and you're going to live to 100 possibly, you should just wait till 70 if you possibly can. You don't need the software. But the software, for many other cases, is very important. I'll give you an example. Suppose you're 62 and you've got a child who was disabled before 22, and you've got a wife who's 45 who worked quite a bit and earned quite a lot, but here she's going to stop working and to take care of the child. Well, if you take your benefit early, you don't wait till 70, you take it right away at 62, you can activate a child benefit for the disabled child and a child and care spouse benefit for your wife. They'll both be subject to this family benefit maximum, but they'll still be significant. And that's going to be a better strategy, the computer will tell you, than waiting till 70. And that could be the difference between, $200,000 or not. So there's a lot of money to be made for $50. Let me put it that way.
All right. Let me give away the book that you sent us. The book is called Get What's Yours. You can have the copy that was sent to us for free just by calling me. The rest of us will have to go buy it. Is the book on the website as well? There's a link to it on the website, MaximizeMySocialSecurity.com. We also have our own website for the book, which is called GetWhat'sYours.org. Okay. It's .org. Yeah, I see it here. And we'll put that on the website that we have. Good morning. You've got the book. Who's this?
This is Linda.
Linda, you know where we are, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'm getting ready for that time.
All right, Linda, you've got the book. It'll be waiting for you. It'll be waiting for you here. Thank you.
Thank you.
Sorry, I didn't mean to rush you, but we are up against the clock here. Laurence Kotlikoff, thank you for what you're doing. I think you're making it a lot easier for people looking at Social Security and being confused by that agency. And gosh, you gave us a great illustration of where they are. We'll be right back.
Radio, I'm Pat O'Neill. North Carolina's governor on the hot seat. Today's the deadline to back off on a new law forcing transgenders to use bathrooms of their biological sex.
Governor Pat McCrory told Fox News Sunday the federal government is being a bully.
One thing the nation has to realize, this is no longer just a North Carolina issue.
McCrory says the law applies only to government offices, universities, and roadside rest stops.
Fox Radio's Rachel Sutherland. The state faces a possible